1, 2, 3. Now I have something to do it by.
Welcome to Nerd and the Noob, episode 53. And the Flash would be... Hello!
Why do you go like touchdown?
Touchdown!
I mean, every week you're like, touchdown!
No one gives Philip DeFranco shit for going, what's up, nation?
Well, that's because he's a genius. In so many different ways. So how are you? It's been a few days since I've seen you.
You hurt my feelings.
Why?
You said I'm stupid.
I did not. I said he was a genius. There is not a fine line between stupid and genius. There's genius, normal people, stupid. You fall somewhere between stupid and normal. You're like Stormal. Sturmal?
Sturmal? Nermal from Garfield? Because that dude isn't... rocks in his brain.
Me, I'm more like, Jormal. I'm like genius normal.
Welcome to the show. If you've never been here before, we're idiots. And this is Nerd and the Noob. My name is Greg. I'll be your nerd.
I am Michael, and I'll be your noob. This is a show where we talk about, general nerdy type stuff whenever the hell we want to.
High five on that.
High five. Wonder Twin Powers?
At the end of the show.
Okay. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a weekend chat. We call this our weekend chat explosion because we were retarded back 20 episodes ago. But we're just going to say, how was your weekend? Did you work all weekend?
So much work. I worked Friday, I worked Saturday, I worked all day today. However, I did start reading some of the trades, the offshoot trades for House of M back in the day.
Okay. And
weird. Like, I love good alternate, dimension, Elseworld storylines. Even this one's got me going,
Just strange.
So
this weekend, I spent the majority of my weekend so far playing Magic the Gathering. I believe I've created a monster, because I knew I wanted to play and get a bunch of cards and get into it.
Yeah.
But you didn't want to play that much.
Well, no, I do. I don't have time.
You didn't want to play that much.
Okay.
So I talked my buddy James into going, and I believe I have created a monster.
Oh, he's in there right now going...
Oh, no.
He's in there going, okay, this
So
card
everything I bought has come out of a booster pack or an intro pack or something like that.
He got specific.
We go over there, and the guy, he goes, well, what should I get? And the guy goes, well, you can get this, but it really sucks. And so instead, he goes to the case and goes, well, I want all black. He goes, I want to do that one, and that one, and that one. And he's just pointing in there, and that one. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I can still beat him. Smidgen. Me. But my new deck, I just built the new one because for those of you that don't play Magic the Gathering, in tournaments you have to have the updated decks and it has to be all standard. And my stuff I bought...
I don't have any standard decks.
The stuff I bought 2 weeks ago, is actually going out on the 27th.
Yeah.
It won't be standard anymore. So I bought...
Gina, I would like to apologize now. This is a very pricey hobby.
Yeah. I bought a standard deck today and kind of built it around some other things. So I've got a pretty decent deck. It's more on the low power side, but I got a lot of go find this, pull this, do that. It's a lot of fun. In other words, my nap time. So other than that, we went to mall today. That was fun. I got a new Bluetooth.
Nice.
So hopefully when I'm at work, I can actually stick my phone in my pocket and talk to you. Instead of going, hang on, can you hear me? Because I got headphones in and can't do anything.
But then you really have to tell the people, no, not talking to myself.
Yeah. Other than that, I didn't do anything. I really haven't. Tomorrow's the last day of my weekend, so I got one more day to play some Minecraft and put more decks together, and we're gonna be playing tonight when you leave.
You're gonna have a duffel bag soon, aren't you?
I don't know, maybe. Let's see. What else do we got from our producer? He says his sons, James, his team won their football game 27-0 by the mercy rule. Tennessee Vols made him sad,
but the Reese's molten cake made him happy again.
Gotcha.
Oh, that would be good.
And the Tennessee Titans almost won, which is better than...
And the Braves lost. So, as far as sports go for me, I just need to like a basketball team and have them lose at something, and then I will have lost everything.
Fair enough. Let's see. So now we're going to move into our long blocks. This is part of the show where we talk about a couple of main stories that we think we're going to be able to talk about in length. We got 4 stories this week, if I can find my mouse here. The first one is, and it's simply titled, "And the Flash Is." It would appear that WB has announced their casting choice for Flash.
First of all, let's get the hate out there.
No.
He's previously a Glee member.
Yes, but he was... I don't know. He could work. He was okay in that.
I barely saw him, so...
It says Grant Gustin cast as a Flash in Arrow. He's rather young. Like, if he's Barry Allen, he's pretty young Barry Allen.
I think he plays young. Everybody... Because you only know him from Glee right now. Whereas, I think they'll mature him up a little. I think they still want to keep him a younger...
He's going to have to bulk.
I don't know. The Flash doesn't necessarily have to be big.
The Wally West version wasn't really until he took on the persona of the Flash.
Yeah, but Barry was a bigger person, but I don't know. I don't think he has to be.
The news came just after Comic-Con this year that CW was considering developing a spinoff. We knew all this. They wanted to develop Flash. It says, today it appears that they found their leading man in Grant Gustin, best known for guest starring in a few episodes of Glee. Gustin will take on the role of Barry Allen in the series.
His quote from Hollywood Reporter is just, "I'm simply excited. I've been a lifelong fan of DC Comics, so I can't be more honored and can't wait to get started." So, discuss. Are you okay with... He's not a mainstream... It's everything I was asking for.
Okay.
It's a younger person. It's not a high-end A-lister. It's going to TV, so there's a lot more opportunity for story there. Because the Flash, including the original Jay Garrick Flash, is one of DC's oldest characters.
True. Here's my problem with it. Okay, so now granted, we didn't know what's his name? Armelli? The guy who plays Green Arrow.
No, well, you knew him if you watched Blue Mountain.
Blue Mountain State?
Yeah. He was the quarterback, the starting quarterback that was always in trouble with hookers.
Was he really?
Yeah. I went
like in the first season?
Yeah, I was watching it through and that was him and I went, "Hey!"
Alright. Here's my only problem with it is, again, when you read these comics, these guys are pretty big and buff, and I mean, it's just how they are.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the Green Arrow thing, we didn't know what he would be like in this role. I've seen enough of those episodes that I look at that and go, he would fit well in a movieverse.
He would.
I've seen this guy act, and I know what he's like acting. I don't know if I can see him in the movieverse as well.
I think he's going to bulk. Like, I don't think he's going to get huge, but I think he's going to go from prep school teenager size to average mid-20s adult.
That's what I was going to ask. Where do you think they start this out? Do you think they start him out at like 18, 19?
He's not even going to feature as the speedster right away. He's going to be a forensic scientist, which is what Barry Allen is. So I figure early forensic science career somewhere around mid-20s.
Right.
Because about the same age as Oliver.
Okay. I'm still curious how they're going to bring him to... Is it Star City?
I think so.
Yeah. I'm curious how they're going to bring him in there.
I don't Starling City?
Maybe it's Starling City. I don't know... I don't know that it's necessarily a bad thing. The fact that now he's saying he's been a lifelong fan of DC Comics... I think anybody would say that if they finally got this role.
No, because we have a story later on that I read that where someone is wanting to be a character but was not a comic book guy growing up.
Well, but he said he's liked it, so at least there he...
Yes, but considering he's probably less than 30 years old, lifelong is not long.
Well, but at least then he's going to at least try to be true to the character, which is funny because considering his age, he's probably younger than we are. Mm-hmm. So his Flash may very well be Wally West.
No, it's going to be Barry.
No, I mean not his character he's playing, but the one he grew up with.
That's entirely possible.
Because when did they kill
Barry was still funny. Barry was killed in the 80s. Barry was killed on Infinite Crisis. I just read that. And it was with very little pomp and circumstance, too.
He was just like...
No, he ran out. He ran himself to death.
Huh, fair enough.
Like, poof.
Poof?
Poof.
Poof. Alright.
It's good. Go check it out.
So, I mean, final thoughts for me is I think this is a good thing that it's there. It's ready.
It's a good thing.
Well, the guys who did it's the same people who did Arrow, right?
Yeah, they're bringing him in 3 episodes of Arrow and then using that basically as his pilot for Flash.
I know that, but I'm talking the guys doing Flash.
I think it's the same group.
I believe are the same ones doing Arrow. They haven't screwed that up yet, as far as I can tell. There's a couple of things that have been a little wee, but
it's been good enough to be called a hit. Been good enough to get what?
I was talking like at the
seasons?
beginning, it was a little weird.
Well, of course it was going to be weird,
right? But so I'm interested to see how it goes. I liked the kid in Glee. I thought he did a decent job acting. Again, he was prep school, really lanky, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I liked what he did.
I'm perfectly fine with this. Bring in somebody who's got TV experience already, who is a relative unknown. And everything, he'll bulk up, obviously. I think he'll be able to do it, or at least get the build that he needs. And then I think he plays a younger Barry. And Barry was semi-serious a lot, but for the longest time, Barry was also considered one of, the heart of the Justice League.
Right.
Where Martian Manhunter was for our generation. Barry was in the 80s, in the 70s and the 80s, he was that heartbeat, he was the most grounded of them all.
Right.
Other than Aquaman. He was underground.
Really? Totally bad joke. Continue.
So I think he becomes
to hit you with.
I think he becomes that person in the series.
Okay, so moving on.
Yeah.
Before we get to the second story, I did want to say something about this. What was your initial reaction when you saw Justin Bieber with the script of Batman or Superman Batman?
I had started to cut myself, and then I saw that it was a hoax. I was wisely told by a friend that it was a hoax, and so they stopped me. I didn't have to rap or anything, no scars, but I had started, to cut because. If that happens...
Now, how is this a hoax? Did he...
I think it was... who was it that put it out there? Help me out, chat. I'm trying to think of who it was. It was one of the comedy websites. Funny or Die.
And they got him to put it on his Twitter?
On his Instagram.
On his Instagram?
Yeah.
When I saw that, my first initial reaction was... Holy nipple suit Batman. I can't...
Oh, no. You put Justin Bieber in a DC movie, that's worse than nipple suit. That automatically gives George Clooney's Batman a step up.
So he doesn't... George Clooney's Batman... See, I'm sorry. I still say his Batman was better than Val Kilmer's.
Still, it takes him and goes up. Whereas that... automatically go if that hiring happens, yes, there's a lot of teenage girls and stuff that are possibly going to see this,
right?
But there's a lot of hardcore fans that are out front burning Superman in effigy. I mean,
my first thought was how desperate is this studio to try and make a really popular movie that they're casting the teen heartthrob.
No.
That was my initial thought. Finally,
I knew it wasn't real at all, but I got confirmation from that.
I knew it wasn't. It's not real. In our show. I just wanted to. I wanted to talk about it for a brief moment because I think
besides, I'm okay with everybody being from any other country, but Robin can't be from Canada.
I almost had a small heart attack.
That could be the fact that your salt is sitting right there.
I saw the picture and went, nuh-uh, 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 nuh-uh. No.
What are you talking about? It's still on Huffington Post as Justin Bieber's Robin?
I know, and nobody puts the question marks in the title, but when you click on the page, it's on the title in the page. I'm like, can we get a question mark exclamation point in there in the title, please? Because that one just, go, no.
All right, move on to our
Badness.
next story. You pick this one, so you take point.
Well, I didn't actually get to read it. That's the bad part. But we got some. This is some comic book stuff. It says Hal Jordan versus Jon Stewart for control of the Green Lantern Corps this December.
All right, so I did read this.
Sweet, you can talk about it, and I'll give my commenting.
What it's basically going down is ever since Jeff Johns left, they started a whole new story arc.
Right, with 21.
And they're chasing what I understand. I've not read it. Chasing a rogue Star Sapphire, and also it would appear that Jon Stewart is not agreeing with the way Hal Jordan is doing things, which is way more aggressive. Like, according to this, he let Guy Gardner go to the Red Lanterns.
Yes, I've seen that. I've not read any of that.
Hal Jordan has also declared war pretty much across the spectrum on everybody else. It's just basically Hal and Kilowog right now.
Right.
So there are going to be some issues involving Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan fighting and vying for control of the Green Lantern Corps.
Right. And,
I mean, I'm not reading the title, but I kind of like that. The last time I saw Green Lanterns really fight, like, it was a versus thing. It was Guy Gardner versus Hal Jordan. They took their rings off. Hal Jordan beat the hell out of him, and then he got the ring.
Okay.
And that was in the 90s.
This is a cool thing for me.
The whole article encompasses what's coming up in the Lantern world.
Okay. Like, you got things like the Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart thing coming along. You've got stuff with Kyle Rayner with the White Lanterns and yada yada yada. The main point of it was the fact that Jon Stewart is coming after Hal. I think it's a good move by the writers. Now, okay.
Why, are you ready to push Hal out of the way since it's not Jeff Johns anymore?
No, not necessarily.
Because you're not buying this anymore. You dropped it, right?
No, I still have it. I've not dropped anything. I just haven't. I'm about 9 issues back on a bunch of stuff. I'm not, like, literally,
Oh, I thought you dropped it. Cause
I'm about 2 months behind.
When Jeff Johns left, I thought you were like, I'm done. Spend money on something else.
No, I actually liked 21, which was the first one with the new creative team.
Okay.
I thought it was a pretty decent one, and I've not disliked anything that's happened yet. But it's not been, super magical for me either. I think this is what the new creative team needs, is something to give it a little bit of direction. Like, I don't read Red Lantern, so
well, would you rather see like a core civil war?
That would be awesome. Well, they almost have that all the time anyway.
Well, no. I don't mean amongst the other lanterns. Like, we're looking at one here. One of the stories is, because Larfleeze, the Orange Lantern, he's got his own series.
Right.
I read the snippet there. He's got it. He's become his own power battery.
Right.
So none of the rest of his people, which I'm also surprised there are other people,
right,
can charge. Like, they need him to charge. So how, first of all, how embarrassing is that? Is someone just keeps putting their ring up to your face?
This is mine. This is mine. Give it to me now. This is mine. This is mine. I want it now. I don't know what his is.
I don't either.
This is very interesting for me. I wish I was reading the Red Lantern stuff, but I'm just, I'm probably like 6 issues behind.
See, okay, so I go back again. My run is what I go back to on Green Lantern, the run that I have. I like Guy Gardner. Top to bottom, Green Lantern, Warrior, whoever he is, whatever he's playing, I've always liked Guy Gardner. So, Guy Gardner's a Red Lantern. I saw that coming for years.
Just
when they introduced him.
Somebody.
Oh, yeah.
For me, the only reason I'm thinking this is a good idea... Okay, I don't like Jon Stewart that much.
Really?
I don't like the way he's always been
He
played.
was way too whiny back in the day, but I don't mind him now.
I wouldn't mind seeing Kyle run it for a little while.
Kyle ran it for a long time.
Because, or at least currently. Because he's very soft, in my opinion.
But he can't run it because he's, like, the collective. Like, I haven't even read it, but I know, like, he's the collective of...
he's the White Lantern.
Yeah, he's, power over all or whatever.
Which would be a great way to make it run it.
But he's had that story before.
I think it would be an interesting story. I don't like Jon Stewart enough for this to work for me. I like Hal Jordan, but I have been majorly reading a lot of Hal Jordan lately, obviously. And so,
Burnout on Hal Jordan?
not necessarily burn out, I can't see how there's a whole lot of story left to him. So, maybe I like the Jon Stewart stuff, but I don't like his backstory as much. He's an architect and something like an old Marine, right?
It depends on what you're looking at. Mostly, I believe he is an architect. Oh! Tangent!
Okay, tangent away.
I finally broke down.
What did you break down?
I'm watching Doctor Who.
Really?
Yeah.
What episode you on?
Like 7, 6.
Of the first season?
I just saw Barrowman.
With Eccleston and
Yeah.
Rose?
I like Rose. She's fun.
She's fun. So, we got a question here. With the screwed up Green Lantern movie DC has already made, who do you see as the Green Lantern in the Justice League movie? A new Hal, John, or Kyle?
John.
John, okay, my opinion says it should be Kyle. Okay, people can call me racist if they want to. I don't like the character of John.
Why would that make you racist?
Because he's black and I keep going towards the white guys. I don't like the character John. I don't like his backstory. It's very uninteresting to me. He's an architect. That's great. The only thing that makes him good at is making constructs.
And that can make for a hell of a thing.
But Kyle Rayner
But
has got the artist part.
for comic book people, you can't have Kyle without the end of the core. At a minimum, you would have one more movie featuring the Yellow Lanterns taking out most of the core.
I'd be okay with the start of the Justice League.
And then Ganthet going back to Earth and going, fuck you.
I would be okay with the Justice League movie starting out with Sinestro going, ooh ha 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 ha, Yellow Lanterns, and they don't even show anything. He just destroys the planet of Oa. Okay, that's the start of it, and then like during all the planet saving things, you don't even need Ganthet. You have one solitary ring come off of Oa.
No, Ganthet has to
and go, and all of a sudden we see this guy,
a painter,
painting, and this ring attacks the fuck out of him. And
hits him in the back of the head.
Hits him in the back of the head. He's like, "What the? What is this?" And it goes on, and he becomes the. I'm okay with that. Okay, if you have to set it up in a TV show. I don't care.
No, there's no way in hell a TV show.
I
that
don't
kind of
like
budget.
Jon Stewart enough. I'm going to be very interested to see. I've got to catch up on my Green Lantern. I think I'm 2 behind. I'm only 2 issues, I think, behind. Right
you don't
now.
do core though.
No, but if he's trying to take over the Green Lantern, it's not going to be in core. It's going to be in Green Lantern.
No, it's core. He's trying to lead the core.
Well, then what is going on in Lantern? Green Lantern Core 26. What is this one?
Hal Jordan and Kilowog are chasing after Star Sapphire.
Oh. Well, either way. I don't read Core anyways because it's John. Is that 2 storylines? Is Core?
Core's different than Green Lantern.
That's so weird. It's so weird. No. Anyway, so back to your tangent. Okay, so final thoughts is no for me.
Okay.
I do not want Jon Stewart running the core. I would much rather they bring in somebody else. If they want to bring in the new Guardians, not the Guardians, the new Guardians of the Galaxy. There, if you read the new Green Lantern stuff, there is a new set of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Universe.
Guardians of the Universe. Sorry. They were been locked in a vault. The old ones are dead. Yada yada yada. I don't care if you bring them in instead of doing I don't think Stewart can run the core.
Okay. All right. Let's move on.
So now back to your tangent.
If you tangent, we have to take a story out of the long box.
What?
Just move on to the story. We might tangent later.
Let's go ahead and pull the 4th story back down into tech news, and we're going to tangent into Doctor Who. So what do you think? Let's hear it. Come on. By the way, did you bring me something?
No, intentionally. It was discussed this week because I enjoy this little.
I'm going to stab you next
little
week.
Back and forth.
If Smallville is not here as a point of viewing for them, by next week, I'm going to stab you.
I'm going to print out a bunch of
where is it?
I'm going to print out a bunch of Smallville stuff and set it up here.
I'm going to take this very sharp, tiny little knife and stab you several times. Okay, so back onto the other stuff.
The tangent.
So, what do you think? Are you
I like
enjoying
it. It's weird. I mean,
Did you start with Eccleston?
I went Netflix 1.
And started. Okay, see, my thing is I started Matt Smith.
No, I've started with Eccleston, so I'm starting early on. I like it. It's very goofy. I like Eccleston. He's very
Well,
weird.
you know he's only around for one season.
I know.
Okay, so don't get used to him because you're not going to like him after you see the next Doctor.
Why?
Because the next Doctor's so much better.
I like Eccleston.
Tennant is so much better.
Anyway, I like Rose. All that stuff. Some of the I am an old school. I love I love the Power Rangers from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I love old British television. I'm very used to low budget special effects.
Okay, this isn't that low budget.
No, some of the bad guys
You know who
they
I don't
intentionally
like
make
in
it.
season 1?
What?
Mickey.
Really?
Cannot stand him in season 1.
He's supposed to be annoying as hell.
Annoys the piss out of me.
I just got to John Barrowman, and I immediately like Wikipedia.
What,
and
in
it's
Germany?
like, huh?
Or was not Germany, Europe.
Yeah.
When he was okay.
And then I'm like, is he a good guy? Please be a good guy. Because he's a bad guy in everything else now. He's a bad guy in Arrow, and
No, well, yes and no.
he's a bad guy in Arrow.
Barrowman is awesome.
Anyway, I like Rose. I think she's very the actress is very good.
You know what she is? She's the equivalent of like Justin Bieber, Britney Spears type thing.
What?
She was a pop singer
Oh, really?
that they brought in. I listened to the other podcast. I'm stealing stuff from them. Comic Geek Speak did a documentary special.
Yeah.
And she was like a pop singer.
Yeah.
And so when they hired her for it, there was a lot of like speculation. Was this going to work at all? Blah, 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 blah. And so I liked her. I thought she ended up well. I didn't like her in the beginning. Mm-hmm. I didn't like much of season 1.
Anyway, we'll cut it short because I've only watched like 5.
What's your favorite part so far?
I don't know.
What's your favorite part?
The dude having the thing in his head, and they keep fucking with him.
Oh, the eye?
The opening port for his brain.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, and it kept doing it.
And they made him go home?
Yeah, that made me laugh.
Yeah, that one was pretty funny.
All right, moving on to the what is now last story of the long box. The Harry Potter spin-offs have been confirmed.
Alright, so this is not what you would think. Okay? People flipped the fuck out when this showed up. Okay?
Yeah, they did.
They were like, oh my god! Another Harry Potter movie! Oh my god! No. Okay? This is what this says is spin-off of Harry Potter. This is something like, was it 50 years before? I can't read that. Can you read any of that? Do you see a number?
It's announced lower. There you go. 70 years.
70, okay. This is 70 years before the story
Well,
of
part
Harry
of
Potter.
it will start there.
No. I mean, no, I'm thinking not, because Voldemort was only like 50 years old. We may see Dumbledore, because I think he was that old. But this is going to be the story centered around Newt Salamander, I believe, or Salamander. Can't say his name. He was the writer of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them in the Harry Potter series.
I love Harry Potter just as much as the next person. I have no fucking idea how they're going to do this. Like, are they going to bring in the dragons and feature, like, Bill?
No. Yeah, think Hagrid, but think... okay, this is my suggestion, at least.
It's Scamander.
Whatever. Think Hagrid, but if instead of Hagrid going to teach about these, he has to go and find these and discover. Think Hagrid with a cross of Christopher Columbus.
I apparently just don't have enough of an expanded mind for this. I don't get how it's gonna work.
I think it could work.
I don't know how you make
decently.
I don't know how you make movies about this.
Oh god, it's Harry Potter. It doesn't matter. J.K. Rowling. Okay, so here's the other part of the story. She's going to start her screenwriting debut with this movie. Okay, so we know she's an author. We know she writes awesome books.
Yeah.
but she's never been a screenwriter, which is a different world.
Yeah.
But she's decided that somebody else is not going to be able to put the right spin on it. They're probably going to try and put a Harry Potter spin on it, whatever. And she's going to screenwrite it herself.
It's also going to start out in New York, they say.
Now, here's what I think happens. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Okay, so 70 years, right? Let's just say she does this, and she can make the movies span 20 years. Maybe. Something along those lines. Okay?
Okay.
That leads you into the I would call them the prequels to Harry Potter.
I don't... Okay.
The dad, the uncle.
So, they've already said this is not going to be a prequel, but you think it leads into the prequel.
I think...
Because
I
would go see a movie about those four being... what do they call them? Where they change? I don't honestly remember. They can all change into an animal. What's it called?
Transfiguration.
No, but they're called something.
Transmorgifos.
I know someone in the chat that knows. It's going to yell at me. Noob's love life leads to the birth of Luna Lovegood. Oh, cool.
No, I think if she was ever going to write
Enigmas?
Animagus. If she was going to ever do the story of the four friends,
and then James and Lily,
and James was part of it, but Lily, the parents, the godparents, the bad, that kind of thing. This would be an amazing way to trick people into it.
Yeah.
You start out with this, which is 70 years old or
which
young,
at that
newer.
point you could recast because they would all be significantly younger.
Right.
So you could understandably recast. Okay, maybe I could see it leading. This book that we are looking at in particular, I don't get it. I don't get it. I've never even seen the book.
It's a text.
I've got it somewhere. I don't know if I have it like... I know I've got it here somewhere. We're looking for a book.
Where? Oh, this is going to drive less nuts. You know that, right?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure you are aware of that as well.
My underwear?
Yes, are you underwear? It's a very thin book. Like, very, very uber thin. Where is it? Is it there?
Why do you have the Holy Bible next to Kama Sutra?
I do not. That's not even funny. Stop that. I'm going to go to hell if that was the case.
Find it later.
Wait, no, I have this book, and it's not even really a book. It's like...
a magazine. I know.
It's a tiny little thing. Where did they go?
Would you get back in your chair already?
I don't know. Are they looking at my
We're
butt?
so unprofessional.
Are they looking at my butt right now?
No, you're out of camera.
Okay, good, because my crack's probably showing. Anyways, the book is like 25 pages long. I mean, it's a ridiculously small, short book that was actually written. Les is telling us to do the damn show.
Text message from the producer. Do the damn show.
I swear I had this thing. Anyways, so I mean the version that we had was like that big. I mean, tiny little ass book. Now in their version,
pamphlet.
in the movie world version or in the book world version, it's a textbook. And so it's about a guy, he had to go and find these fantastic creatures so that he could write about where to find them.
Okay.
I think it's a cool, think Lord of the Rings maybe? Like an adventure across the world to find these things.
Okay.
And are they still yelling at me?
We're still getting yelled at for going off topic, off script, and off mold.
If he doesn't quit all being all craziness, I'm going to start showing the party hard thing that's been trying to give me a seizure for the last 20 minutes.
All right, let's move on.
So, for me, in essence, I think this is awesome. Not for the actual movie that she's wanting to do,
But for the potential.
but for the potential that it could lead into. Because if she gets her screenwriting chops working on, say, this movie and maybe one or two more,
You think she may want to go on into the other stories?
I think she co-screenwrites the stuff with Lily and James.
Okay, all right, let's move on.
So, all right, moving on.
Our showrunner is having a stroke, or
Um,
half a stroke.
So we want to remind you guys that we have a nerd list out this for this 2 weeks, and we've already gone through 1 week of it.
Put the knife away, they feel threatened.
What? Anyways, and it is your top 10 cartoons. We've got one more week. We're going to announce the top 10 next week. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of go through what the current, let's say, 11 through 15 are.
Okay. Oh, good lord. Okay, so tied for that spot, I guess, for 11 to 9
Uh-huh.
is He-Man, DuckTales, and Darkwing. I need more votes for Darkwing.
You're going to get it, because Darkwing's going to get it. I liked He-Man, but it's not in my top 10.
No. Darkwing, top 10.
Sorry, I just read Les. Les just said, you guys screw with me, and so help me, Vin Diesel will be all over next week's episode. I would love that.
That would only hurt me.
That would make me giggle.
Let's see here. Number 12 is currently at number 12 is the Rugrats, followed by number 13, the Animaniacs.
And 14 is South Park, and tied for 15 is the Snorks. I
Yes!
did not think this would get that high.
I didn't either, but I love that show.
And the Flintstones.
Moving down, Dragon Ball Z is a lot lower than I thought it would be, followed by Captain Planet and the Jetsons.
So this just goes to show you that like anything can be on this list.
What's the stuff that has like 1 or 2 votes? I want to see just go down a little bit.
All right, so we really only have a few things with 1 vote. The Wild Thornberries, Phineas and Ferb, that's gonna change. Yogi the Bear, it's Yogi Bear. Ren and Stimpy,
Hey,
Arthur,
my name is Yogi the Bear.
Dungeons and Dragons, My Little Pony, and Casper the Friendly Ghost. And so I mean,
Okay, what? Just go up. I want to read a few of the ones that have made it in the list. Let's see here. No, there we go.
Reboot.
Reboot.
Was that yours?
Reboot. No, I haven't done my list yet because I'm still agonizing over it. Digimon has made it on there, of course. Popeye, that's a surprise for as high as it is.
Wacky Racers, that made it on there.
That's going to be on my list.
Batman, the Real Ghostbusters.
Nice.
Real Ghostbusters, all right.
Scroll a little bit.
I can tell you. Okay, so the top 2 do not surprise me right now.
No, not me either.
I was actually
Top 3 actually don't with the age
We've
group.
got so far. We've got Looney Tunes
Family Guy
and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
So yeah,
Now,
number 5 is a surprise so far.
Rocko's Modern Life.
That's kind of a surprise. Speaking of, scroll through.
Okay.
I think there's a very important one from our childhood missing here.
What's that?
Doug.
No, it's here.
Is Doug there?
There he is.
Doug is way too low.
Doug is down with
Space Ghost.
Points.
Space Ghost, Coast to Coast. You and I both used to sit up at night watching that.
That was such a weird show.
It was so funny, and the one I always remember is Jeff Foxworthy being interviewed by Space Ghost.
Uh-huh.
That's all I remember.
I don't know that I remember that. See, the weird part is I'm looking at this list, and I don't remember. I remember the show Rocko's Modern Life. I could not tell you one scene from the show.
Oh, I couldn't either.
Because that one wasn't my kind of style.
Thundercats is pretty high. I like
So we just want to put it out there that if you've got a favorite and it's sitting down at the bottom, remember, if you put it at number 1, it's going to get 10 points. And right now, stuff sitting at 11 points is only down to
The
28, in the 28 range. So all your votes will help. Trust me. So, that being said, but remember, Facebook, Twitter, email, if you want to call the producer in the middle of the night, that's awesome. Anything like that, just call them, let them know.
The producer's about to piss off some bronies.
Let them know what your answers are so that we can reveal these next week. So, and we're going to move on to my favorite part of this week. Oh, no, not yet. This week's comic of the week was The Mighty Avengers by Marvel Comics, written by Al Ewing, art by Greg Land, and covered by Greg Land. This was your pick.
Okay, so For those of you who've been longtime comic readers, you know that Luke Cage was part of a group called Heroes for Hire. It was him and Iron Fist for a long time.
Okay.
And
I can see Iron Fist doing that.
Yeah. They did Heroes for Hire. He has since retired because he has a wife and now a child.
Does that child have invincible skin?
I don't know yet. I have not looked
Was
into
Luke
it
born
enough.
that way? Or was he a
No.
experiment?
I'm gonna go with no because in House of M he was still he was human in House of M.
Okay.
So only mutants who were born mutants stayed mutants in it. Does that make sense?
Nope, but go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, so it's based around how he planned to retire, and he's using the Heroes for Hire to make some money as a family man now. Blah blah blah. Not doing anything super dangerous, just doing security work.
Right, essentially, help these guys keep robbing my store. We don't know what's going on. They're in here every week.
However, on top of this, the current Avengers crew is in space. They're out. They're trying to stop a rogue planet from coming to Earth.
Okay.
So there are no Avengers on Earth. Not any of the main crew right now. And you get to a point in the story where we begin to get invaded by Thanos and his peoples. And it just comes to a point where Luke Cage admits that, no matter how many times you try to stop, you can never stop being a hero.
Right.
If it's who you are, it's who you are.
You got people like Superior Spider-Man, which is why I still don't read Marvel. I swear to God, he pisses me off. You got Superior Spider-Man, Luke Cage,
Power Man, which is two different characters now.
They describe his power as using the chi of New York.
That's the thing though, is like a chi thing would be an Iron Fist thing. Power Man is the original name of Luke Cage, give or take, depending on what version you look at it. So I don't know who the hell he is, but I want to. Like, I really want to find out who he is. It also, the White Tiger was involved at the beginning.
Right. Then you got the Spider Guy.
The Spectacular Spider Hero.
Yeah, there you go. No relation to Spider-Man. Which Spider-Man's no relation to
I don't know
Spider-Man.
who it is. And it's also the former... I don't know who she was, but she's now... What do they call her? Spectre?
Spectrum.
Yeah. A light source goodie.
She apparently used to be a bad guy. I think. So, I'm going to give this like a 2.
You didn't even like... The art didn't even really get you?
I don't like Marvel right now.
Okay, fine.
And it's not just my Jeff Johns thing.
Except
for this. I loved this. Okay, Jeff Johns wrote it. That's why.
I will give you this. I only gave it a 3. It's standard superhero art for me, and I give that a 3 as a basis.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing spectacular about the artwork. My problem with the story is it felt like that was literally the story. It was Luke Cage retires. Crap, we're being invaded. Luke Cage has to unretire and make his own Avengers
all
team.
in one issue.
Now, I did hear rumor it's not going to continue being that Spider-Man in there because from what I understand, Marvel is killing the Ultimate Universe and bringing some of those characters into 616.
Okay.
Which could possibly mean that their Spider-Man, Miles Morales, is going to end up on 616. That's the rumor right now. Okay. Because he is such a popular character, so he could end up as another Spider-Man-esque character and end up on this team.
Because I really don't like Superior Spider-Man. I'm just, hands down, bad character. I was hoping by now he'd be Peter Parker again. So, yeah, I mean, guys, unless you just really want to read about Luke Cage, which, it's not really Luke Cage's to me.
Well, I don't know.
Wouldn't read
he gets shot a couple times. There's some smart-ass comments going around during a fight. He just gets shot. He's, unbreakable skin.
If you want to read something better, I'd suggest go picking up maybe the latest Nightwing trade.
You were so biased.
That's not
I challenge every listener to pick up something from Image Comics.
Fine. Bring me more of your... What's his name?
Saga?
No. That one's weird looking.
I love Saga.
No, the Power Dude. Power Man. Quantum Man.
Invincible?
Yeah, that one. Invincible.
I don't have any more yet.
But that's Image, right?
Yes.
See? Bite me. I like Invincible. If you guys want to suggest comics for Comic of the Week, we do now have a thread on our forum. You can go to nerdandthenoob.niceboard.com and go find the Comic of the Week section. And there's a thread in there that lets you...
If it's not
suggest.
on Comixology digitally, tell us where it's at. I don't mind making accounts for other websites. I just need to know where the hell they're at.
Right. But primarily, we read off Comixology. It's easy.
I think I have a Dark Horse account because we used it for Star Wars one time. But I prefer, like you said, I prefer Comixology.
Yeah, it's just so much easier. All right. That being said, we're gonna move on because to me, like I said, wasn't that great. I'm trying to think of what I read. I did read the new Batman.
I've been reading a crap ton of comics, so
Really?
I finally finished the first.
Today.
Hmm?
I almost bought you a book today. It was the Astonishing X-Men, but it was paperback, like actual.
Oh,
book.
That's Joss Whedon.
Actually, I think it was.
It is
I
the
almost
good
bought
run
that for you today.
The good run's Joss Whedon.
What did I read? My current favorite right now is the Batman 0 year stuff. It's a cool take on
His origin.
So I've been enjoying that.
You can choose next week. I have not had any input from you guys for like 3 weeks, which is fine. I like picking, but you may choose next week.
But all of DC is currently in their little villains.
Yeah, I know. All right, so we're going to move into Noob versus. Last week's was the dynamic duo battle, and for some shit-tacular reason, Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock lose to Leonard and Sheldon. Not sure how this works.
Goodbye! Okay, so this is what Les tells me. He was swaying people to my side.
Why?
On the forum.
Why?
Because my side was better.
You know.
So apparently, Leonard brought a lizard to the battle. The lizard killed Spock.
Okay.
Okay. So then Sheldon, it was either Sheldon or Sheldon and Leonard, wrote a screenplay for Star Trek 3. And with Spock dead, it left an opening for William Shatner, Captain Kirk, to come back. And so they teased him with it like a carrot on a stick and let him off a cliff. And he died.
Who said that this wasn't, for me, why wasn't it Pine and Quinto?
You didn't say it was Pine and Quinto.
I did not say it was Pine and Quinto. Fine. Who is our new ones? What is
But I
this
won
week's?
11 votes to his 7 votes. So that goes to prove that Leonard and Sheldon rock! And I win.
I've seen them rock. It doesn't roll.
Wild Wild West characters. Characters based in the Old West days.
Would you like to go first?
Trying to think. Old West. I'm going to go first, but I can't think of his freaking name, so I'm going to need somebody to Wikipedia it when I come up with the name.
Describe him?
I know who he is. I know exactly who he is. It's not Will Smith from Wild Wild West, but it's his partner. The other guy. Because he's the one with all the gadgets, he's got the train, I like it. I think it can work well. I just don't remember his name. He's a U.S. Marshal. And it's Wild West. It works. I like him. I think that's my Wild West. I just don't know his name. So, U.S. Marshal Artemis Gordon. Yes! Thank you. So I'm going Artemis Gordon from the movie Wild Wild West, which is how I'm gonna say that because I want people to actually vote for him and not go, huh?
People are still gonna go, huh?
So who's yours then?
I don't know. I'm fighting because like the obvious comic book answer is Jonah Hex.
Right, but you don't know anything about him, do you?
I know enough about him.
Okay.
I know he's a badass. Wild Wild West.
I don't know a whole lot of Wild West stuff.
I really
see, now I know who I could have picked.
Who?
Can I re-pick?
No.
Let me re-pick. I get a mulligan every once in a while.
Why do you get mulligans and I gotta actually think?
I want to re-pick. Can I have we're gonna leave it to the chat. Can I have a mulligan? Please? I got one no. I just need one yes. I just need a yes.
No, you'd have to have two at this point.
Give me a yes. Give me a yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with
yes. No. Kappa. That counts as a yes. No. Yes. Okay, so my mulligan is John Wayne. Nothing else needed to be said.
Fine. Clint Eastwood.
I was waiting for it. As soon as I said it, I looked in your eye and your brain went, Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood. Yeah, why not? That'll work. We're going to go John Wayne versus Clint Eastwood. That's a much better Wild Wild West than Artemis Gordon. Yeah, that one could work. I'm not sure who's going to win that one, and I totally just stabbed my thumb. Ow, jeez.
Freaking.
Pick characters.
Pick characters? Okay.
John Wayne! I want John... I don't know any of his characters. It's freaking John Wayne.
I can't think of the characters' names. Good Lord, those are awful.
What? I like them. They're not even Wild West.
They're totally Wild West.
Have you ever seen... No, I'm going... No. I want John Wayne versus Clint Eastwood. They both played Wild West type stuff. Dirty Harry could work.
Dirty Harry wasn't.
Yeah, he really wasn't. Whoever he was in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly was, I think, Wild West.
Yeah. It would be better if we actually knew the characters' names.
Probably would, but Wild West is so out there. Like, I don't read that stuff. You'd have been better off going with Jonah Hex. Making sure I don't have anything that's got Wild West on it in here. Like anything. Dang, I just thought of another one.
Alright, fine. I'll take my mulligan, and I'm taking it from the chat.
Doc Brown.
It's not Wild West.
Fourth movie.
Jesse James.
I think Doc Brown wins. He's a time traveler.
I'm going with Jesse James. Screw it.
Doc Brown in Back to the Future, was it 3 or 4?
Really?
Whatever
You're
it
going
was.
to use Doc Brown.
I think it could work. He gets a train that's a time traveling machine. He wears the hat. He's back in a Wild Wild West. I mean, that one works.
Third movie.
Okay, whatever. Third movie. Did I say 4?
Doc Hollywood. I love it. That's funny. I'm going to go with Jesse James.
This may not be our best
This
one.
is not our best one ever.
I'm still going Doc Brown, though, from
The third.
the third Back to the Future.
The fourth one was made, but then they went back and stopped it.
So, fine. There. End answers. We're going to move on to coming attractions so that he can put that in.
Because we are horrible today.
Yeah, I don't like Wild West that much, so we're just going to move on. We're going to move on to the coming attractions. And the top 5 box office this week was number 1, Insidious.
Chapter
2 at $41 million. What the hell is that?
It's the freaky children and all that crap stuff I can't watch.
Okay.
It's all Friday the 13th was
Second
this week,
was The Family with $14.5 million.
Riddick only got 7 this week.
But I hear your favorite non-Harley Quinner was nude in it.
Boobies.
Mm-hmm. Lee Daniels, the Butler, is still holding on with $5.5 million.
And so are We Are the Millers with $5.4 million.
So I want to go see The Family. If it's doing that that's pretty good for during a school year. Like during the school time.
Oh, I heard it was great. I want to see The Family.
Yeah.
Trailers for this week are The Grudge Match with Sly Stallone and Robert De Niro. Mortal Kombat Season 2 trailer.
Which looked awesome.
Homefront, which is Jason Statham and James Franco.
Looked amazing.
And
like every other thing I see James Franco in is incredible.
But then you see the whole movie and it's like...
And then I watch Spider-Man 3 and it throws everything out of whack.
And then the extended preview for Walking Dead Season 4. It's in the end of the show for you to do.
What?
But there is a video that has It's Dr. Seuss's
For me to do, you'll be here.
Dr. Seuss's version of the Walking Dead season 3 recap.
Okay.
It's a video.
But yeah, you should watch the Homefront one if you haven't yet. It was incredible. Like, it was. Guess who wrote it?
Why are you so excited about that?
Because he wrote it
And it's good?
and it's good looking. Like, holy crap.
Okay, so we're going to move into the short box and try to breeze through this a little bit. A quick update on Ant-Man. He is getting a 2015 summer release. Originally slated for a November release in 2015, they're pulling it back to launch just on July 31st. That's an important day for some people. Oh crap!
What?
We'll be 30.
When that comes out?
Yep.
That's okay.
It's pushed back to July 31st from November 6th, which will closely follow May 1st.
Pushed forward.
What?
You said pushed back.
I'm going backwards. Anyway, it will follow Avengers Age of Ultron, which is tentatively released for May 1st.
That's a really quick release between movies.
Yeah, but I think it's supposed to because Ant-Man is supposed to be the jumping on point for the next section.
Next thing we've got is a little article about Hugh Jackman. He just expresses some opinion about X-Men: Days of Future Past.
He talks about how there is so much going on in this movie that it's gonna feel like there are 3 different movies going on.
He says, I know having sat at Comic-Con on that panel with the extraordinary cast, I keep saying it's like 2 movies in one. But with the size of it, it's really like 3 in 1. It really is going to blow people away because of the story. Bryan Singer, I think, is going to become the first director to make increasingly better movies in a franchise. I'm not sure if there's anyone else that's done it. So that gives me some kind of hope.
That kind of worries me.
So far, Wolverine has done 1 bomb, and the new one's good. I haven't
seen it yet.
It didn't do great because of the original one.
This worries me because I'm worried that it's going to be too much going on in one movie.
If they split it well. I mean, you still have to give them the beginning, the middle, the end. You know, if they split it well, it could work. There's a lot of things that have to be explained away, like scenes from the original X-Men movie of Charles and Eric walking together, whereas we already know that because of First Class, he got shot in the back on the beach.
Alternate realities.
Is that what we're gonna go with?
Yep.
You think that's what it is?
Yep.
Do you know that's what it is?
Yep.
Have you read this storyline?
Parts of it.
Fair enough.
But besides, it's Marvel. There's a Marvel. There's Earth 1, Earth 7, Earth 42, Earth 2876. I mean, there's so many fucking Earths out there that, yeah.
I still want to read Age of Ultron.
And apparently, anytime you go back in time in a Marvel universe, you've automatically helped create another universe.
Cool. So, Norman Osborn may play a bigger role in Amazing Spider-Man 3. Actor Chris Cooper has revealed some interesting tidbits on Norman Osborn's role in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and 3.
This comes from IGN.
Claiming better things are in store for the character in the 3rd movie.
So this basically points out that you're going to get a lot of Harry Osborn in the 2nd one, and then you're going to transition into a larger presence for Norman. And that doesn't make sense that he's waiting so long, because Norman Osborn has always been a bit... I mean, even if he's not the diabolical, Power Ranger in a green suit, he's still Norman Osborn.
Well, I think maybe they give him a role of something along the lines of playing a lead character with not being the Goblin for like the Sinister Six that we've talked about, because they've got in here it says recently actor Paul Giamatti, who will play Rhino in Spider-Man 2, mentioned he is but one of several villains in the movie. It leaves us with a lot of food for thought. I mean, in this movie alone, announced, you've got Harry Osborn, you've got Electro, and you've got Rhino.
So far, yeah.
So, I mean, Harry Osborn, I don't think he was ever part of the Sinister Six, but I think that's kind of like the Avengers. It kind of came and went. And
Yeah, it ebbs and flows.
so if they want to put Harry Osborn in there, or Norman Osborn as, say, the guy who brings these guys together for a
Financial
grand plan.
backer.
Remember what we talked about this, where if they wanted to do like a grand plan thing, that would be okay. But if it's just all of these different guys trying to kill Spider-Man, then we just get Spider-Man 3 from Sam Raimi.
Yep.
So I think if they do the Osborn thing where Osborn hires these guys and go, look, kill him, then I think that becomes something better, because then it's one goal. Whereas with like we said, with Sam Raimi's 3, you had Venom who wanted to kill him, or because Eddie Brock was mad at him. Not Eddie Brock. Yeah, Eddie Brock. Then you had Sandman who wanted to kill him because he kept getting in the way of him being with his daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, you just had too many different things going on. Then you had
I think the best one of all
New
those
Goblin.
was number 2.
Yeah, yes, it was. Then you had the new Goblin guy going after him. I mean, because he killed his dad, and so I mean, everybody had their own motives for killing him. Whereas
You think they give Norman the keys to the car and go, we're going to drive to Spider-Man and you're going to kill him.
yes,
Okay.
something along those lines.
So, mustache twirler?
yeah, probably.
Okay.
Very, very diabolical. I think he works. I think Norman works better as a behind the scenes
I think he still shows up as
backer.
Green Goblin or Hobgoblin. Has not been introduced in the movies.
I think he come. This is how I think it could play out. I think he plays better as a behind the scenes backer, and because that he starts developing weapons for the Sinister Six, and Harry gets a hold of
A glider.
and becomes either Green or Hobgoblin.
Okay.
That's how all that goes in.
All right, moving on.
I think that could work nicely. So, but I mean, we totally went way beyond this article, but I just thought that would be neat to talk about.
I wanted to bring up here from Superhero Hype, Joss Whedon talks about his casting of James Spader. I thought this was actually a really good quote from him. He says, Spader was my first and only choice. He's got the hypnotic voice, farmer's commercial, every time. He's got that hypnotic voice that can be eerily calm and compelling, but he's also very human and humorous. Ultron is not Hal from 2001 A Space Odyssey. Spader can play all of the levels. He's the guy to break the Avengers into pieces. I want them to kill an Avenger, and I think they're going to do it.
I still think they should kill Captain America or Thor.
I think it ends... I totally see it being Cap.
I think it'll be Thor because I don't know how much longer that dude wants to play him. He's playing a lot of other movies right now.
True that.
So, this worries me a little bit.
Why?
Because Ultron is kind of Hal.
No.
I mean, he's strictly robotic. Are they going to bring in Spader wearing a suit?
No, I think he does Cap, like motion cap for the body.
Okay.
But and then I think you get like then you get the 3D generated CGI thing. No, I don't think he's in a suit.
Right.
So yeah, I really liked that because he's even admitting, he's going to break the Avengers, even if it's not actually killing anybody. He breaks. I mean, like he's going to bring them down.
Well, you got to think that's already started too. Iron Man, he got broke. Like Tony Stark, his psyche was crushed from the Avengers movie, and so I think
so was Hawkeye. So was Scarlet.
Hawkeye
so
wasn't really crushed.
Black Widow. I don't know, Hawkeye was pretty pissed. Someone messed with his brain.
Yeah, but Black Widow didn't really have anything to be worried about. She did what she wanted to do. I mean, as far as just totally breaking the spirit.
So are we just set on the fact that it's going to be... If someone dies, it's Cap or Thor. We're getting so much hate from our own producer right now for just saying Cap and all of this.
Breaking news, Ultron will kill the nerd and the noob, and Captain America and producer kills Ultron. Look, I actually said Thor. It's him. This guy.
This guy.
I don't think they kill Cap because I think they need Cap. Don't get me wrong. I'd like for somebody to stay dead in this world. Somebody. I think they kill Thor. The rest of the group scatters, and Cap starts
He starts putting
starts
together
the
a new
second team.
Okay.
So
I'm getting so much hate for choosing Cap.
just saying.
God.
Just saying.
Anyway, moving on to DC News. Ben Affleck to play an older, weary Batman.
This is found by Keymaster.
And this still plays along with the Batman, Superman, Batman.
Superman, Batman.
Crap! I can't think of it now. The one I just read. Dark Knight Returns. Because he's an older Batman and everything. So it just says the quote is. He will be tired and weary and seasoned and been doing it for a while, said Sugihara of Wayne and his cowled alter ego. Fuck, I said Sugihara and I couldn't say alter. What?
I'm sitting here looking and it says, our show has hit the big time, Keymaster. Rick Moranis likes our show. What?
He was the Keymaster. Sigourney Weaver was the gatekeeper.
Oh, God.
Are you just now getting that?
No, I got that, but his comment confused me.
Anyway, that was just a quick touch on, they're talking about different things for that movie and stuff. And by the way, I really do think Henry Cavill sits at home and going, are you kidding me? It's still my movie, damn it!
Yeah, but see, they got the fun part of Superman out of the way. The origin story. Really, the rest of it is just...
No, when they decided to start killing people in that movie, yeah, I think there's so much more
I'm just
fun.
saying. Really, it's just a matter of, okay, who do we put him with next?
Okay, here's the one I was talking about earlier. Finally, someone who wants to play Cyborg. And this is, and I can never actually say his name. I know that he's from...
Shemar Moore.
Yeah, he's from Criminal Minds.
Yes.
He is voicing Cyborg in the new Justice League War animated feature and has since come out because of his studying of the character.
Mm-hmm.
And he relates to the character so well that he really wants to portray him on the big screen.
I think he's too old.
You think so?
Yep.
I don't think...
It would depend on what age they bring
I was going to say,
in.
you don't have to bring Cyborg in as the Teen Titan age Cyborg. But this is the thing of where it says, I wasn't a big comic book guy.
Okay.
He says, what I like about Cyborg is I got to do this about a year ago for the first time, really a fish out of water. I had no idea. The offer came to me to be the voice of Cyborg. He's the half black, half white, half machine, half human. But he's a black superhero. But I like that he's a biracial superhero because I'm biracial. I like that he's trying to connect with a character he's never really heard of.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I do think he's probably too old for the part. But depending on what age they brought the character in as to what they would do.
I think he's built enough to do it. The prosthetics they'd have to put on him would be heavy, so I think he's got the physique to do it.
Okay.
I think it works.
Okay. I mean, I agree. I like him. He's not a bad actor. I think he did that one season of Birds of Prey. So I think he's got a little bit of chops. I think he was.
You should bring that to me. I haven't watched it in a while.
Oh, more stuff of mine you want.
There's another comment that says, I'd be a liar if I didn't say I have a fantasy or wish that, hopefully, I should be able to play Cyborg in a feature film. I'd love it if they were able to do something with the Justice League to where I could join a group of actors and go out there and be Cyborg. This is just the beginning, but this is another avenue of entertainment that I now get into play in, and I really had a ball. once they showed me the ropes and what it was one of the most fun things I've done as far as performing. And he's talking about his role as the voice actor.
Yeah.
So,
and you should like this because Justice League War is going to be featured around the first trade, the first story arc of Justice League from the New 52.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I read the first story arc.
I know. That's why I said you should like this.
So yeah, this is cool. Next thing up is we've got the Batman creative team.
Batwoman creative team is leaving the title. This was dropped on us right at the end of the show last week. Batman authors exit, claim DC Comics banned gay marriage storyline. I've read through this, and that's a lot of what it is, but there's a little bit more to it. DC Comics would repeatedly come in on these the crew of this book and want them to change things such as Killer Croc's origin, changing the ending to a complete story arc that they figured out a year later or a year earlier. And they prohibit them from showing Kate, who is Batwoman, and her girlfriend Maggie getting married. And that, that's a big deal. And I thought about this the other day, and I actually can't believe they're not letting them do it.
Didn't they do this already?
No,
Didn't X-Men
Marvel
do this?
did. North Star from the Alpha Flight married his partner last year.
That's Marvel, not DC.
Yeah, so that's what confuses me though, is because I don't understand why they're not letting them do it. But they're citing the fact that all these decisions are last minute after a year or plus of planning on all these decisions.
Right.
That DC keeps coming in and going, no, change this. I know that the not letting them get married thing is a huge deal, but I kind of agree. Like, on top of everything, you're always changing what they're trying to do with the character. They're trying to make the character a really good character for the universe.
Right.
And they really just shot him down for so much, apparently. I'd leave too. Like, they did it for 2 years. I'd leave in a heartbeat.
I see. Here's the problem with it, though, is there's always going to be somebody else behind the scenes that's going to be willing to write. Now, that being said, there's not going to be somebody probably as good as these two on the story. For the people that read this,
I know a lot of people have said this is one of the best stories out there. You don't hear a lot about it because it is Batwoman. She's not a character that a lot of people read. But a lot of people have loved this character.
The big thing to take away from this is that DC in this day and age,
DC's lost a lot of people.
Is not willing to let people see gay marriage, which is really, really stupid and narrow-minded.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I mean, let's be honest, a lot of the people who are the hardcore no to gay marriage aren't reading comic books anyways. I mean,
maybe,
to be honest. And honestly, it's a freaking comic book. If it bothers somebody,
stop reading it.
Stop reading that comic book. It's not like it's going to hurt their sales any less than them losing the main writer and artist.
Oh, I think it could possibly kill the book. So we're going to move on to our next story, which is the announcement that Jeff Johns is leaving Aquaman. And
they put this in there for me.
He's leaving this. No, this is big because he's already left Green Lantern, all of his Green Lantern titles this year. And now he's leaving Aquaman. I think it's ostensibly to become because there is currently like an unofficial head to the animation department open. Because what's his name? Bruce Timm left this year. I don't think they've replaced that role. I don't think he becomes the DC's movie guy. I think he becomes the animation guy.
He needs to become their script writer.
But he's leaving after issue 25. And he just talks about how he loves the fact that he was able to come in and bring Aquaman and create a likable character again.
Yeah, he's become pretty decently popular again.
I really hope it doesn't kill the character because I've actually, with the humor they add into it and the aggressiveness of the story, I like Aquaman.
I mean, I read the Justice League, and so I see him in that, and he's not a flimsy character.
No.
He is a battle-hardened king.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not a, let me go summon my blah, 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 blah. No, he's got a fucking army that he can control. So, I mean, people always make fun. What's he going to do? Call a fish? No. He's going to call an army that's hanging out down in his base and go, let's go, and take over the freaking world. If you don't believe me, go watch Flashpoint or read Flashpoint, because...
Oh, that version of Aquaman was...
Him and Themyscira, they're going at it all day long, and they're taking over the world.
Yep.
So... y'all just need to,
All right, moving on to the next story.
Jeff Johns is leaving all my comic books.
I just thought about that. I was like, I wonder if he's going to take over as the head of their animation department.
Well, this is all your...
From USA Today, which, by the way, I got down into the original article. Marvel is going to...
Is this the original article?
Is
This is the original article?
I think so.
Okay.
Marvel is setting up another Marvel Now campaign called All New Marvel Now.
Okay.
Featuring comics of the Invaders, Inhumans, what was the other ones? I can't remember the list of them. They're going to do a brand new story in the Avengers title at number 24. They're going to call it Rogue Planet number 1.
That's it.
I like this because it continues them... they're bringing the Invaders back, which features a team of characters that haven't been together since World War II.
Okay.
It's Namor, Cap, Bucky, and the original Human Torch,
Which was a machine,
he was an android.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the thing. It was an android.
I really like that. I might actually check that book out because I like that group. And then you've got the
Namor is straight up weird.
I like him.
Like
though.
in everything I've ever... I mean,
Yes,
I
but
didn't say
Sue
dislike
Storm
him.
loves him.
I didn't say I didn't like him. But he is just like... People make fun of Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
I have this feeling like Namor, the Sea King or whatever his name... You make fun of him, he'll just snap your neck and be done with it. Like, he's straight up hardcore.
I don't think he's in a big book right now. The Inhumans is based around what they're called, like the royal family of mutants.
Okay.
Including their leader, which is Black Bolt. And for those of you that don't know, you'll never hear him speak.
Why?
Because if you do, you're dead.
Why?
His voice is so... There's something about his voice that is so loud or so powerful that if he speaks, he destroys things.
Huh.
I don't know what on level. I think it's either on like a localized level, or it could be as bad as like, a city could just drop.
Les is asking in the chat who wins in a battle between Namor versus Aquaman. I think
Namor.
I think one-on-one, I think Namor takes it. But I think Aquaman has probably got more backup if they get to use other things.
And then there's the new stuff going on in the Avengers. I'm not reading the Avengers. I've heard it's kind of wishy-washy sometimes. I really do actually... I want to check out this Inhuman series and the Invader series. Really bad. Like, I saw this and I really... whoever's writing it, I don't care. I don't look just at the art or the art of the writing team, the creative team. I really want to see what these books are going to do. I like starting out at number 1. At our age with comic books, we didn't get to do that
Right.
when we were kids. So I kind of like starting out with all these number 1s now.
Next thing we've got is a little bit of movie news. We've got a potential Star Wars title, also found by Keymaster. And the title that they're hearing is called A New Dawn.
I'm liking it.
I like it because it plays off A New Hope.
Yeah.
And it's A New Dawn. It kind of builds it to a new set. It's a new
day.
start.
It's a new day.
Yeah. And so I kind of like it. I think it's a good name.
I do too. I thought that was pretty cool. They say there will be many potential titles, but that one, if they stick with it, I think is a really good title for a story.
Mm-hmm. There is a lot of story here, but we're gonna let you guys read it because we don't want to read everything to you. That just wouldn't be that fun. But it is a cool little article from... What is this from?
Talkbacker.com.
All right. And my opinion is A New Dawn is a freaking tastic name.
I also heard that they're kind of where they're filming or whatever. Everything is labeled Orange Harvest, which plays off of the old Blue Harvest
Right.
thing. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Next thing we got is some Fast and Furious news. Apparently, Fast and Furious 7 is not going to have Kurt Russell as rumored in it, but he may be in Fast 7. Let me see if I can't make this a little bigger so we can read.
Oh no, I know what the story is.
Okay.
He's supposed to come in and play the father of Jesse, and if for those of you who are Fast and Furious fans, remember Jesse was the little nerdy MIT kid who got killed towards the end of Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I remember that.
He's supposed to be joining up with the villain of the next one, Jason Statham, to get revenge on Toretto.
Oh.
So I'm completely down for them using, that kind of a storyline to bring it back to number one,
like they've done by connecting
I think
this one to Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, someone told me that it connected to Tokyo Drift. I like that. I like if they're gonna make 10 of these things, because eventually I think they will.
I want that box set.
You've got to interweave the stories.
I'm not buying any more Fast and Furious movies until they finish.
And it's a box
I
set.
want that box set. Think about it. It'll be a freaking car, dude. That's what they'll do. They'll stick it in that black car.
So they're saying instead of being in 7, he'll be in 8. And
did I say 7?
You did. You said 7 twice.
Oh.
And I'm completely okay with that. I just hope he doesn't die before then. Because
You hope he doesn't die.
It's getting old. Kurt Russell does not look like a handsome man anymore. He is not Captain Ron anymore.
This is a cool little article. I like that. I think it's a good idea. Like you said, it's the more they tie the worlds in together, the better it becomes. I really hope that they just bring this one back a little bit. Back to the racing, back to the
Not jumping out of a car at 100 miles an hour.
Not jumping out of a car at 70 miles an hour and surviving, and just come on, just bring it back just a little bit.
So what you're saying is you wish Vin Diesel would have gone splat.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
I'm
Vin
wishing-
Diesel should have splat.
No. I'm wishing
didn't
that
jump
whole thing hadn't happened. Okay? Just saying.
Okay.
So, again, all these articles that we're talking about can be found in the show notes on our forum page at nerdandthenoob.niceboard.com. No, niceboard.com, nerdandthenoob. Nerdandthenoob.niceboard. Whatever. Go to the forums. It's on the Facebook page.
You're sad today.
I am. I'm a little tired. I didn't get much sleep last night.
Next up is some TV news, which is a Breaking Bad spinoff series is confirmed, and it's called Better Call Saul. Saul.
Now, that's as much as you're going to get out of us for this.
I mean,
You don't watch Breaking Bad, do you?
I was so far behind that
you've actually watched it.
No. I'm so far. I waited so long. I'm waiting for the end of the show so I can just watch it in one sitting.
You can't watch it in one sitting. It's like 6 series.
No, it's only like 4.
Is it 4 series? I don't know. I didn't watch it. I tried watching it. I can't get past the first episode with him running around in his damn underwear. Okay? I've tried 3 times. I can't do it. I'm not going to watch it. I don't care what you say. I already watched Doctor Who. Leave me alone.
Mad Men.
I don't watch that anymore either. That was good, but that got repetitive. Smoke, smoke, smoke. Sleep with woman. Smoke, smoke, smoke. Sleep with woman.
Money.
I got really old really quick, so I just, just saying. Next up is, I don't know what this is. Toy Story of Terror. This is from Bleeding Cool. Toy Story of Terror banners show off the characters' scared faces.
It looks like they're Disney on the I think ABC Family is going to be doing a Toy Story themed Halloween TV release on ABC on October 16th.
Okay.
And if you look, this was pointed out in the article. If you look, everyone looks scared except for Rex and Trixie. I think they look more excited than scared.
True that. Not a lot of emotion on Rex and Trixie, though. So, the Toy Story of Terror debuts on US TV on October 16th. The UK screening is set for October, but I'll let you know when. This is from Bleeding Cool, so apparently they have.
I love Toy Story. I will watch this.
Huh?
I love Toy Story. I'll watch this in a heartbeat.
You also have a 6-year-old.
I don't care. I watched all the Toy Stories without the 6-year-old.
And the last thing we're going to talk about today is some gaming news. The first one of that is Sony unveils PlayStation Vita TV. I
couldn't read this, so go for it.
Don't want to read the whole thing. Let's see. Sony, already plenty busy with one upcoming hardware launch, is doubling down. During its annual pre-Tokyo Game Show press conference on Monday, the company unveiled a new device called PlayStation Vita TV, a micro console that will allow you to play PlayStation Vita games on your TV and will let PS4 owners stream games to other TVs in the house. Now, if I understood this right from SourceFed or whatever that did it,
Okay.
What that means is, say somebody's using the TV in the living room and you want to play games. Well, somehow you can turn your PlayStation on, hook this thing up to another TV, and play your PlayStation on another TV.
Now that I'm down with.
It's
kind of like that
connects directly
AT&T
to your
box.
TVs. Gamers will be able to access digital content from the PlayStation Network, play PlayStation Vita and PSP games, or stream games from a PS4 that is elsewhere the household. A particular handy feature for families fighting over a shared TV. The Vita TV will also stream Netflix, movies, and TV shows.
But let's face it, what really doesn't right now?
True.
I can sit on my bed in my room and have at least 6 different things that can have Netflix.
Amen. Kind of on a similar note to that, Target is coming out with their own streaming service coming to consoles. And the only reason this popped out at me was there was a little piece in this that I saw. It says this. According to the report, Target has signed deals with major film companies like Disney, Paramount, Sony, Universal,
And so on, including all the major alphabets.
and they've also signed for TV services: ABC, CBS, NBC. I actually don't see NBC. Oh yeah, there it is. NBC, USA, all of those. Now, what this is not going to be is This is not going to be a Netflix thing.
Okay.
This is going to be, from what I can gather, kind of like an Amazon thing or a Apple thing, Apple TV.
Okay.
Where you go in and you pay, 99 cents to rent an episode or something like that. And the reason for that, they talked about doing the streaming, but the reason they're not doing the streaming is because they can't, or the subscription fee is because of the signing with like Disney and Paramount and those guys, because of the new content.
Okay.
Because like Netflix doesn't
So this
have
is
new
going to be like
content.
an episode comes out, you want to see it the next day, 99 cents.
Yes.
If that's the cost, like if that's all it costs me to watch an episode of whatever I want the next day,
Right.
or maybe even 2 days later, 99 cents to download it to this and watch it,
Right.
I might actually do it.
Well, I was thinking about it earlier. Is
I
that,
don't
like, for
watch
me,
10 episodes of anything a week.
Well, like for me, like Top Gun, I watch that every year. That's like 10 to 12 episodes, maybe.
Okay.
So I mean,
12
99
to
cents a
15
piece.
bucks.
Yeah. Then you've got things like Hell's Kitchen. Again, watch it every year. I would probably do a season pass for $10, $15, $20 for that,
Okay.
and watch that. So I can see this.
Yeah,
working.
but are you going to... I mean, would you be willing to cancel your... Okay, let's say this comes out and it's good. So you replace your current cable package, and yes, I know what yours is, but let's just assume...
Yeah, a normal
people.
customer.
Let's assume that you've got a normal thing, which would be about $100.
Right.
Do you replace it with Netflix, Hulu, and then this?
I would do a combination. Okay, so obviously
That's what I mean. Would you combine with all
I have a little bit more background in all this, obviously. But I would probably do something along the lines of drop my cable all the way down to like the local channels only.
Okay.
Okay, so that way I actually would not need to purchase the ABC,
Dude, you can
CBS.
you can get one of those digital antennas to get
some places you can.
local channels.
I wouldn't do that, but for the movies of it, from Disney, from Sony, from Universal, Lionsgate, all of those. If if HBO Go comes in on that kind of stuff, that would be totally worth it. Because me personally, I think I might, during the year currently, watch 5 shows.
Oh, dude, I don't even know if I record several shows, but I don't finish them
right
anymore.
now, I've got like 7, 8 episodes of Newsroom sitting on the DVR in the living room.
I don't finish shows anymore. They sit there on my thing like Walking Dead. I'm still behind because I just never
and then
found
you just end
time
up deleting them.
I never found time to sit down and watch them. Whereas if it was a service like this where it was like 99 cents an episode, maybe $1.50, I could come in and be like, okay, I'm ready to watch this, purchase and watch it.
Right.
It wouldn't go away. I still have that purchase and can from then on, watch it again.
Well, I'm wondering if it's a purchase. I didn't see if it said if it was a purchase or if it was a rental. Let's see. Users will be able to purchase or rent around 30,000 movies and TV titles. So I would hoping like season titles. So
would you just rent a television show?
Let's say single episodes are 99 cents. Okay?
For rental.
For buying. For purchasing.
No, see, I think that gets too low. I think if it's a rental, it's 99 cents. To buy it, it's $1.99.
Even at that, commonly there's what, 12 episodes?
12 to 20.
That's a little much. And this got moved down. Yeah, we got blah blah blah. Shut up, leave us alone. This got moved out of the long box. Okay, then let's try this. A season pass rental. The rental's 48 hours. Okay?
Yeah.
If it's 99 cents and it's, let's just call it 10 episodes, that's $10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If you cut that by, say, $1, if you get the season pass and you get it for $9, you're only saving $1. But if you watch, say, if you watch 5 shows a year, and that's all you watch, or a season, then you're only spending $50
for the year
for that block of, say, that fall TV shows, as opposed to $50 a month for a cable service. I think they're getting mad at us.
apparently.
And as far as the Apple TV goes, I don't know anything about Apple TV. I just know that you can go in and you can rent and download and do this and get it. I think this is going to be something similar. Here's the bad news. It's Target.
So what? Bad servers?
No, it's Target. It's a shopping... I don't think it can take off. Honestly, I think if they wanted to do this, they probably should have released it under a different name.
Instead of Target TV?
Instead of Target TV.
Or Target Ticket?
Yeah, so, just saying, I'm going to move on out of that, because I do believe that is now the end of the show. We've got a question of the week. Question of the week is, since the this is last week's. Since the RoboCop trailer has come out, which movie should never be remade? Here's some of the answers that we got. Shane Miller says The Labyrinth, The Wraith, or Forrest Gump, or Willow.
The producer said Gone with the Wind, Casablanca, Patton, Forrest Gump, Lethal Weapon series, Indiana Jones series.
Trevor Hutzfeld says RoboCop.
Thank you, sir. He agreed with me immediately on Facebook.
By the way, I still like the trailer.
William McCamus says Condor Man and The Princess Bride. Agree with you on The Princess
Brian
Bride.
Brian Stogger says Howard the Duck. I agree just for the fact that it shouldn't be made anyways.
Horrible. Denny Lawler says Lord If the Rings. That's what it says. Lord If the Rings.
James Super says, can we go with Never Made? If so, the 50 Shades of Grey. Twinkie says Total Recall should have never been remade. I didn't watch it, so I don't know if it was good or not. Now we've got 3 options for question of the week this week.
No.
Let's see. I like the second one.
Okay. At what point did you realize that you were a geek or a nerd and were happy with that realization?
I think for me,
I've always known.
I think it was college for me. Because I went to a tech school. At the time, I was more geeky than nerdy. But I went to a tech school, and where everybody else I was hanging around was that same kind. And so since then, I've only really tried to surround myself with people that have that same interest as myself.
Mine was, I mean, I've been, one all my life, but I came back to it really hard when I started collecting comics again. And it was like, from that point on, I went, I'm done. I'm not just realizing I am a geek or a nerd. I'm happy with the fact that I am.
Yeah, I think for me it's a lot about getting out of those environments where people pick and harass for being... And then also with all the DC movies and Marvel movies and all that stuff coming out...
Nerds rule the world!
Nerds rule the world, and it's actually cool. You know, hell, the Doctor Who slogan is bow ties are cool. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you know, bow ties aren't cool, but they are cool because of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And so... I think it's a really good question, and I'd really like to know your answers. Make sure to go leave your answers on Facebook or the forums. At what point did you realize that you were a geek or a nerd and were happy with that realization? I think it's a good question.
It's a good question in the show. If you want to tell us your answer, you can contact us in about a dozen different ways at this point. You can go to Twitter or Facebook. They're both Nerd and the Noob. You can you can email us at nerdandthenoob@gmail.com. You can hit us both up on Twitter on our individuals, which is gman0184 for your nerd and at mangoirl for your noob. Please go to our forums, and they are at nerdandthenoob.niceboard.com. What else am I missing?
That's everything.
Is that everything?
That's everything.
Come and chat with us. We like hanging out with you guys. We've gained a lot of new friends since we started doing this show. And
oh, I did forget one. If you haven't realized that this is a live show yet and we talk to the chat during the show, you can watch us on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock Central Time. Ish. At twitch.tv/nerdandthenoob. If you go to nerdandthenoob.com, it will transfer you over to Facebook.
Go to iTunes and leave us a review. Go to YouTube, youtube.com/nerdandthenoob.
Like and share us.
Which we don't ever say anymore. Like us, share us, send us to your friends. We don't have any marketing. You are our marketing.
Yes, you are our viral marketing. You're very viral. You're sickening to us.
But we love you, and we want to get sick with you.
So, alright guys, we'll see you later. Wonder Twin Powers.
I'm starting to hate this again.
Do it again.
Activate.
Form of. Peace out.
Deuce.
I was standing there like an idiot with my hands open, waiting for you to clap so that I could have the marker in the damn thing.
Oh, cut it off.
Now I got long...